Hey everyone, I'm at KIX. I just wanted to make this quick recording because I had to come in and check in, and of course I was preparing myself that this could be complicated. But I'm thinking that okay, there's not many, travelers, and they've been doing this for so long now that there shouldn't be any problem. I'm flying from KIX to Tokyo and Tokyo to Honolulu. Well, one thing is I didn't really read the ticket plan. I didn't know that I'm gonna fly to Haneda and I have to pick up my bag there and then take the bus for about an hour or a little longer to get to Narita and recheck in again and fly to Hawaii. You would think that they wouldn't have to check my documents to fly to Hawaii because they're gonna check in Narita. I gotta check in again. But anyway, Japan, and this is JAL, so you talk about very comprehensive checking. So anyway, at the JAL desk, it takes them a long time. And this is where it's so Japanese style, right? This is the negative part of so Japanese style, is that it took 4 people to work on my case. My case is basically saying, what documents do you need to fly to Hawaii? But again, I have to recheck in Narita and go through this whole thing again. But they're doing it here. So for my domestic flight, they're checking everything. Do you have the vaccine document? I showed that. They needed to have the attestation, which is, I think it's the pledge. I gave them that. Then the problem was, yesterday I took the PCR test and the results came in last night. I don't have a color printer and you're supposed to print it in color, and of course it looks more official. I said, okay, I can do it here at the airport, thinking that, a convenience store, I knew that they have Lawson's here. So then I told them that, okay, I have the results on this on a USB. Can I just give this to you and you can look at it? Oh, no, you gotta print it out. I said, okay, where can I print it out? Oh, no one knows. Big thing. Everybody asking. Again, 4 people are working on this simple thing, just me, to verify, to find out about the documents, which actually I don't really need because I'm flying domestically. So everyone's running around, they don't know. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go to Lawson's. Most convenience stores have copy machines. They tag my bag, they give me a ticket, and they said, run it through the machine and then come back here and show us that paper, which tells me it's really not that important, or they don't have to do it because they would not have given me the ticket if they had to see the paper, right? But they're just, again, checking the box. This is the downside of Japan, the check the box mentality, that they feel that they have to cover everything even if it makes no sense. Then I go to give my bag in. It's the big red suitcase. It's the battery thing. In Hokkaido I had the same problem. If there's a battery, or if there's like a canister, like a shaving cream can, it's gonna get found in the x-ray. So I thought I took out all the batteries. I didn't have any batteries, all in my backpack. So I put it through, and then they find like, okay, there's some kind of canister. I said I have a shaving cream, so I have to take out everything and go through it all. It's deep down. And they said there's something else, and then I recall, oh yeah, there's my Osmo Action batteries in there. I forgot to take them out, and so I took those out, and they still said there's something else, and I said, and that's all I have. So he's looking, and finally they just kind of throw it in together. They run everything through the machine again, and it comes out clear. And I said, well, what happened to the other canister that you said? They go, oh, probably it was the batteries. And so that took a whole nother process. So I checked in at 12:15 p.m. By that time it's about 12:45, and I'm on my way to Lawson's because I need to have that printed out for Narita. So run over to Lawson's thinking they have a copy machine. Well, it's the first convenience store in Japan that I ever saw with no copy machine. So I'm going, holy shit. So then I'm running around thinking, okay, where? So I asked the lady at Lawson's. Fortunately, she said there's another convenience store on the far end. She said go all the way to the end and come outside, and it's there. And I didn't know where it was. So as I'm walking through, I see this person who looks like she was there to help people. She was so active and so willing to help, really energetic. So I decided to go through the whole process with her, saying, where can I print this USB out? And then that became a whole other thing. She checked, she didn't know, she went to see her supervisor, went to another person. There's like 3 people involved again, and just finding out where can I print out a USB. That was it. Now I'm thinking, of course, everybody should know that it's at the convenience store, if anything. So it took them like 5 minutes. And then she came back, and the supervisor and the senpai came out to her and said, oh yeah, you're gonna have to download a cell phone app because most of these printout machines don't use USB. And I'm going, what? I'm going like, I don't want to download any app because it's in Japanese. It'll be a whole nother like 10 hours to do something like that. I can't do that. It's too difficult. She goes, yeah, it's really complicated. I said, what about the convenience store? Don't they usually print out USB? I said, and she goes, Oh, no. She goes, yeah, maybe. She goes, what about Lawson's? I said, I just came from Lawson's. They don't have a copy machine. So I said, what about Family Mart? And they go, I don't know, probably not. And it might be different. So I said, by this time, it's 10 to 15 minutes after I stopped halfway coming to Family Mart. And I said to her, I'm going to go to Family Mart and I will check. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's good. Okay. So everybody is trying to be so helpful, but nobody's helping me because they don't know. And I don't think most Japanese maybe print USBs at convenience stores. Maybe a lot of foreigners do because we don't have a printer. So I don't have a color printer at home. So I go to the convenience store. Then I ran out here. This is the south end. This is KIX. And if you go left and around, it's the train station. It's way on this outside corner, outside of the actual terminal. I came here, I saw a copy machine. I'm going, please be working, right? Because every once in a while the USB slot doesn't work. Put in my USB, praying. Because, I don't know what I'm going to do if not, because I'll get to Tokyo and I'm probably going to do the same thing. Thank God for small favors, actually big favors. It worked and I got the first document printed. It was in color, it was beautiful. I was so happy. I went back and I did the second document. There are 2 documents. Printed that out. I am so thankful to Family Mart. Thank you, Family Mart. You saved me. So I have the 2 documents. Now I'm going to go back and show the lady at JAL. Not that I have to, but I'm just going to do it anyway because it wasn't like a have to thing. If not, she wouldn't have released the ticket and let me check my bag in, right? And as I said before, I'm going to have to do the same thing in Narita. This is only a domestic flight. Anyway, the moral of the story is have every single thing ready if you're going to fly out of KIX or maybe even throughout any place in Japan. And that the staffing, the people, the JAL and the ANA, even if you think they would know because they've been working with this for how many months now, years, that, what documents they need. And I know the foreign ministry is always changing its requirements. And they had that paper with all the things of what they needed. But it looked like they had never worked with someone, like a foreigner, who was doing what I was doing. And I would think that there must be other people who are flying to Hawaii or America from KIX. And because there's no direct flights anymore, you gotta fly through Tokyo. So I don't know what that was about, but it took 5 people there just to figure out all the things that I needed. And yes, my problem was I wasn't able to print out the color copy of the PCR test, which came in late last night and I left early this morning, so it wasn't really possible. But I would suggest that you do that for sure. I always thought that there was a Lawson's here and I could get it done there, not thinking that the Lawson's at KIX would not have a copy machine. Crazy, right? Here's this humongous, beautiful international airport and nobody knows where a copy machine or a copy machine that can print out USB drives are. Only little old Family Mart, which is not even part of the airport, had the right facilities for me to be able to print out my PCR test documents. So go figure, man. That's one of those Sasuga Japan. They got so many things down. They got everything down to the smallest detail, but they forgot to look at just the most commonsensical things of copy machine, print out of USB, and not having to use a Japanese app to print out anything because foreigners couldn't do that. Foreigners couldn't use it. I cannot. It makes me crazy. I remember trying it how many times before. It doesn't work for me. Fortunately, I came really early because I thought I was flying through Tokyo, but I would check in my bag here and there's an international flight. So I have to check in like maybe, 3 hours before and then, get to the gate like hour and a half before. But because I'm flying domestically, I just got to get to the gate 20 minutes before. So I arrived here about 11:20 and I fly out at 3 o'clock. So fortunately I had lots of time. So even if it was stressful dealing with, the JAL, the baggage and the batteries, the Lawson's with no copy machine, it all came down to me finding the convenience store. And thank God for small favors that convenience stores in Japan have copy machines. Almost all except the Lawson's in KIX, which probably should have one because it's probably one of the most important convenience stores in this complex. And people wouldn't even know that Family Mart is out here because it's so far out here. It's way out on the south terminal here. So look, the Nikko hotel is there. That's the airport hotel. That's all. Look, there's nobody here. Nobody even knows it's here. But in the end, it's the only place that has a copy machine that you could print out or copy something that maybe you had to copy some documents or forms. It was here at Family Mart. So thank you, Family Mart. You saved the day, man. Boo on the Lawsons. That's terrible service if you don't even have a copy machine. Boo on KIX. Boo on the staff not knowing where I can get a place I can print out. So these are one of those days that, you know, I love Japan, but I go, man, Sasuga Japan in the negative way, like the boo way, like you folks didn't get it. You got all your T's crossed, but you forgot to dot the I's, you know. Oh, I'm sorry I was just venting, but I was getting all stressed out, running there, and everybody's so again, everybody's really nice, everybody's really helpful, but nobody is helping me. The only place that was helpful was Family Mart, and I found it on my own. So I'm gonna go and show them the form, and then get something to eat and head to the gate. And another fiasco begins on the other side in Tokyo, because I know that it's gonna be crazy.